Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 3 of the Ed vlog. Still hasn't been rebranded. I'm going to be talking through what I've been up to in the last couple of weeks. So similar kind of format, stuff I've been playing, watching, reading, going places, etc, etc. So I've got some cheeky little snacks with me today. I've got a suspiciously kind of pink liquid which matches my top and is a bit of a clue as to who I will be giving a shout out to at the end of the episode. In fact, it's going to be 2 shout outs, but this is the only clue you're getting for that. And yeah, if you've got a bit of drink, you need a bit of food, and not everything in my house is pink, but within the bowl I've got some knickknacks. I don't know if these travel across the Atlantic at all. But yeah, little potato crisps, certainly for folks in the UK. Pretty good. These are ribbon saucy. A bit of a barbecue flavour. And they've been around for bloody years. I remember them at school. I'm sure in the tuck shop. Tuck shop we used to get them, and the newsagents on the stroll home every now and again used to pop in there and get like penny sweets, or I think they were like half penny sweets. At the time, little mushrooms and eggs and funky little fruits, and and some knickknacks as well. So loving them. But anyway, that's enough about the consumables. Let's get stuck into what I've been playing. So in terms of what we've been playing, I'm going to go through 3 games. None of these games are new to me. They are literally kind of just getting my nostalgia kick from them. So the first one is a SNES game, albeit it was a very popular arcade game and converted into probably every bloody system on the planet. But yeah, we were away last night, and I had my analog pocket with me, so I thought it was a good way of playing it. But it's Super Smash TV for the Super Nintendo. Absolutely awesome game, which I'm sure everyone will know pretty well. And yeah, an arena kind of shooter, top down, very much in line with kind of Running Man. That kind of film, that same kind of premise with the cheesy TV show host, and you got to defeat the baddies, and they've got all sorts of weapons, from like they got clubs and guns. There's people, it's pretty screwed up. There's people in suicide vests. There's people shooting like rockets at you, but really tough. That level of toughness has clearly also been ported from the arcade, because I've played the arcade game a few times. Like most of those games of that era, they were pretty difficult, and this is no exception. But when it's come over to, in this example, the SNES version, it's still really, really tough. So I only got to like the second level. I guess there's a few stages within each level. You get to a boss, and then yeah, you get to the next level. So I basically scraped it onto the second one. The first boss took like big kind of mutant guy on a tank, I guess, and you got to kind of blow his various limbs off. He's chucking a million like rockets and lasers at you. It's mainly like the laser, I think, in that one. It must have taken about 10 bloody minutes to do it. Just like super tough. So yeah, so either it's always been super tough, or my skills are, I don't know, diminishing even more. So that was game number 1. We've got another 2 games. Neither of these are new either. I mean, all 3 of these games are games that I've played back in the day, and kind of revisiting, or games that I pick up periodically. But this next one I hadn't played in this format. It's PC Engine format, the Taito game, and it's as popular, if not it's even more popular than Smash TV. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about Operation Wolf. So obviously a PC Engine, there's no bloody screenshots or anything to get excited about, but the cue card's pretty exciting. That said, it's pretty decent. Camera's going to want to focus on this, and then I'm not going to get the manual out because I'll probably screw it all over. But yeah, some of the pickups. But yeah, really good game. Again, it's a game I struggle with. I can't get very far at all. Yeah, you can pick like 6 stages, but you can kind of pick different orders, and you got to rescue the hostages, and you've got this cheesy little cutscenes between each level, which tends to be a bit of a stock image with some verbiage at the bottom, which kind of loosely moves along the the plot. But yeah, good game nonetheless. Very simple pick up and play, and again, it is fairly after a while can become a bit repetitive, but it is what it is. It's still when you're in the moment, with the machine guns, the Uzis, you've got helicopters coming at you, people doing somersaults in front of you trying to blast your way. It's pretty friggin' decent. So that's game number 2. Game number 3, I haven't played this for like years and years. The last version I played of it was for the PC, and that must have been ages ago, but been released on the Evercade as part of the Team 17 collection. And probably one of those, I don't know, it must be a very long-standing British game developing company. They've been around for years, so they're still around now, putting stuff out. So there's a few games on this, but the series I was most interested in is Alien Breed. So it's got Alien Breed Special Edition, Alien Breed 2, The Horror Continues, and Alien Breed Tower Assault. I've only ever played the first one. I think the Special Edition, it's a bit more of the same in terms of you get additional levels and things like that. But yeah, really good, decent game. Again, kind of top down, had a bit of a gauntlet feel to it for those of you that played obviously the Gauntlet series, where you pick up keys and you've got to be a bit picky as to which kind of entrances you follow and where you use those keys to access other areas, and you've got to get from lift to lift in order to escape, and obviously battle your way through like a gazillion aliens. So good game, nice little, very simple graphics but decent enough kind of sprites. It's a bit dark as one would expect, a bit like the alien kind of films, really not dissimilar from them. Even the the appearance of some of the enemy sprites are pretty much like that. So good game, and I now need to get stuck into the sequel, see what that's like. And then the other one, the Tower Assault, never come across that one before, so we'll see how we get on with that. So yeah, that's the 3 games I've been playing in the last 2 weeks. So next up, in terms of films, watched quite a few really, but I'm gonna not necessarily the best films that I've watched in the last fortnight, but a couple of standout films in my opinion. And the first one, Super Mario Brothers, so the new Mario Brothers film. I absolutely loved that. I missed it at the cinema. I should have taken the opportunity to watch it perhaps when it was there. But watched it at home, and it was good. Obviously, it's by the Illumination, like the Minions people, the people that did Minions and Despicable Me, that same studio, and that shows through the art style and just kind of there's all the vibrancy of it all. It's it's very, very much in those similar kind of color tones, and I kind of all overall enthusiasm, to be honest. But really decent, straightforward, plot, but they were never going to turn it into something overly or unnecessarily complex. I think it probably works for kids as well as it does for adults, particularly those that are into the games and the kind of the Nintendo franchises, because there's a hell of a lot of Easter eggs, probably more Easter eggs than I've seen in any film. And I think if I was to rewatch it again, every time there'd be new Nintendo references popping up left, right, and centre. But I really enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of talk up front around Mario, it not being the original kind of Mario voice actor, albeit I think he does appear, plays another character in there. But I thought it still kind of works. I thought Jack Black was pretty good as well, as Cooper with cheesy little songs and just larger than life kind of personality. I thought that was pretty decent. So all in all, good film. Family liked it, and it's one I'm sure I'll come back to and watch that again. So that was number 1. The second one was, I should have looked it up, I think it was about 1990, 1991. But the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. So, and it's one of those where I thought it got a bit of a bad rap back in the day. Perhaps it still does, but watching it for what it is, it's pretty decent. And again, it's it's a bit dark and dingy, and kind of the New York setting and the sewers. But tells the story as to how the turtles come about. And again, I mean, I've been a while, but I have read quite a few of the comics, and it seems quite aligned. The origins seem quite aligned to that. I thought whether the guy that plays Shredder is, again, he's been a dark, broody kind of individual, kind of packs a punch in more than one sense. I thought, yeah, the turtles themselves, it's pretty decent. I wouldn't kind of look at that and then look at the comics and the cartoons and think, oh, they're all very, very different. It seems nicely aligned, and obviously one hell of a cheesy soundtrack as well. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty decent. And what else was on this? So yeah, two films, and then the other piece I mean looking at or reading is Jack Kerouac's On the Road. So again, I think it's a book back in school we kind of picked up, started to work through, and anything when it links to school, so automatically think, oh bloody hell, at the time, because this is crap. Why are we reading this? But over the years, I've reread it a few times, and it's been a long time. And I saw it on the shelf and thought, right, let's reread that one. And it's brilliant. Absolutely, it's an absolute friggin' American, cult classic. Classic book. I think must be like 1950s. I think it's one of these Jack Kerouac's like very early books. I think like second or third book he'd ever written, and it's the main character is traveling across the states, kind of teen fella, meeting girls, boozing, there's drugs, there's always kind of jazz in there, but yeah, it meets a bit of a wacky character, and they kind of travel along the throughout the plot, kind of most of the experiences they share are kind of together, and it's almost like a Jim Morrison kind of character in my mind anyway. That's how I kind of saw the character, just trying to get everything from life with the highs and the lows, and everything in between. But really, really good. I haven't quite finished it yet on the latest reread, but thoroughly enjoying that one. Intermission. So in terms of stuff I've been listening to, I've still got the ongoing, it's about 400 songs on it, but like the Apple music kind of playlist that's on a forever shuffle, and if I hear something new or old, I kind of just throw it on there and it's kind of shuffling around. But in parallel with that, I've normally a few albums that I'll be have on the sidelines that I'll bring in when I want to do, a bit old school now, isn't it, but just like a proper let's listen to the album front to back, as opposed to the more modern feel of just, I don't know, people tend to dip in and out of singles and stuff like that, as opposed to listening to an album as a collection of tunes. So yeah, the album, one of the albums I've been absolutely getting into again is I think it's Weezer's Your First Album, the Blue Album, and at the time I would have been 15, been playing guitar for a couple of years, and it appealed to me really as somebody who loved a bit of pop, bit of kind of rock. It wasn't at the time we were kind of going through the grungy times, perhaps with the Nirvanas and the Pearl Jams, and something that had the distortion set a little bit lower at points anyway, was quite nice. Some cheesy lyrics, and an overplayed single in terms of Buddy Holly that was seemed to be on everything, like the radio and from the video on like MTV and VH1, just seemed to be played on constant like repeat. But if you listen to the album, there's so many equally good, if not better, tunes on there. I think there's a dud song on that album, and it's just incredible. From like In the Garage, and is it My Name Is Jonas, like the opening track, and those guys, they must have been pretty young when they wrote it and then released it, because I was watching that long ago, but an interview with Rivers Cuomo, like the front man, and I think they released that album, did one hell of a tour, and he went back to went to university or something. He just had enough of it. It was just a bit too much for him, so he needed a bit of time out. So that's how kind of young they were to put out an album that strong. And I think they did, yeah, in my opinion, I don't think they really did anything that surpassed it. But they've done some amazing, still putting albums out now, and still, nice edge of innovation to them. They're not just doing a copy and paste of the original formula. They're coming out with their own, slightly, new things, and kind of moving things along in the right way. But what an amazing album. And then the song, it's Only in Dreams. It might be whatever the last song is. It's a real lovely little ballad, beautiful kind of like melody, pretty chilled for quite a few minutes, and then it just it kind of kicks off, and certainly the distortion comes into play. But yeah, awesome album. Yeah, the Blue Album by Weezer. So in terms of what's on, I'll be honest, I haven't been, certainly in the last couple of weeks, to many things, not even shops and stuff like that. I haven't really bought much retro, if you like, eBay purchases, which are kind of winging their way through. Mainly Game Boy stuff, unsurprisingly. But yeah, in terms of what's coming up, I've spoken before about the 2023, like the Nottingham Video Games Expo, which I'm really looking forward to. And then the only other, kind of call out, there's something very local to me. Obviously, no good to you if you're not in the realms of Essex, or you can't get to Essex. But next Sunday, there's, I think they call it the Screen Signers by the sea. So I live by the Thames Estuary. It's a series of kind of actors, actresses from a lot of the nostalgic, the best movies of my lifetime. Kind of the Star Wars, like James Bond movies. What else is there? There's a couple of people from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It'd be interesting to see who they are, because obviously most of it's kind of animated. So yeah, looking forward to that. It's only about £7 or £8 for adults, and like a couple of quid for kids. But I think they certainly done one last year. But you pretty much go in. There's obviously people signing stuff, but it's not like at the these are for middle of the road. Great actors and actresses, but there's not going to be like A-list celebs there. But yeah, people happily signing stuff and kind of selling their wares. I know that Ali Retro Hunter, he's going to be there as well. I think he might have a store. He might be selling some stuff as well. So he does, not just video games, but toys and bits. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what that's all about, and probably take a few pictures and maybe sneak them into an upcoming vlog. And to wrap up this episode, as always, we're going to do some shout outs. So I'm going to do 2 shout outs this month. The first one, it's a new channel, but not from a new YouTuber. And I'm going to go straight into it. So the tuber OG Duffy, been around for a while. He's got a fantastic channel focused on predominantly like retro video games and gaming, and he always has he'll always have a beer or two when he's filming, a bit quaff a beer. But he's got amazing room with some arcades on the side going in, full set Wii U. He's a serious man with serious kind of gaming habits, but an awesome entertainer to watch. But I think he was doing his beers and stuff like that, and he had a great idea to open up a kind of a linked channel still under the OG Duffy brand, but it's OG Duffy Eats, and it's obviously I'm sure there is some booze in there. I'm sure he does like an 8% IPA or whatever lager in a recent vid, but he also focuses a lot on food, and there's all sorts in there, from like the special edition chicken Big Mac from Mackie D's, or some of the dubious looking kind of kebab meat concoctions that you might find down your local shop. But he'll go through them, he'll prepare or cook. He will consume, and then he'll give you an awesomely funny review. And I'm really enjoying it. Like I say, he's a real personality, a real character. So to see that applied to food and drink, it's just brilliant. So absolutely love that. Go and check it out. I'll leave a link below to OG Duffy Eats. And then the other shout out, and this was the earlier clue. I don't know if he has the sparkly stuff or the still stuff, but I'm on the standard cordial Vimto. So yeah, I can only be talking about one amazing tuber, Roger Retro Gamer, and wanted to give him a shout out. Because he's a top bloody guy. Put some fantastic videos out. He's got an awesome collection. But very very recently, he put out a video. What was it called? A current state of my collection, June 2023. And looking at that title, I thought it might be a bit of a glimpse as to what he's got, what he's up to. But no, it is. Don't be tricked by the name. It's a full ruddy room tour or loft tour, and he goes and he shows all of his collection. I didn't realize how many box consoles he's got. I think I was counting about at least 7 box Master Systems in like Supremo condition. But all that, his N64 and his glass cabinets. I think he is creating a little video shop up in his attic, up in his loft. But that's really decent. So sure, all of you sub to him. If you don't, then what the hell is going on? If you don't, for some insanely weird reason, go and check him out. And but check this video out. And so many good things going on in that loft. So many games, so many systems, magazines, kind of controllers, special edition X, Y, and Z, Master of the Universe, stuff in there. There's a bloody Grayskull, but Castle Grayskull lurking in the corner. Absolutely fantastic. So go and check it out. And that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That was episode 3 of Edvlog. A bit of an eclectic mix of random stuff in there. That's what I've been up to. Probably not dissimilar from any other weeks, to be honest. But cheers for the support. Any new subscribers, had a few of them recently, which is absolutely awesome. So thanks for jumping on and hitting that subscribe button and all that crazy YouTube jazz. Really appreciate it. But equally, people that have been watching for some time, and there's loads of awesome names that keep popping up in the comments. Pretty much every bloody video, which blows my mind. And treat you more as mates than viewers. That's for sure. But cheers so much. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I'll catch you very, very soon. Cheers.